Thanks everybody for joining us. Nice to see you all. My name's Byrne. I'm the Manager of Strategy at the City of Greater Bendigo. And look, I've been really asked, I guess, to re-engage with you about this project. This project has been around as a great idea for some time, but it hasn't really had a lot of momentum and it hasn't really generated a lot of traction. And fundamentally, come and join us, Matt, if you like. Fundamentally, we want to engage with regional leaders to see if we can establish what are the principles by which this project should move forward, what are some of the priority areas for the project, and also potentially what are some tangible projects. But we're more focused on some of the higher level things. Today is really focused on understanding what it is the region needs Bendigo to be. And the concept is really about Bendigo being in some way benevolent, but also, I guess, understanding how we can support your region and what are the things that you need. Are they education? Are they health services? Are they markets? Are they clients? Is there workforce development? Is there partnerships? What sort of things are there that we need to be for your region to prosper and to have success? So we're going to explore this idea that Bendigo is already a network city, and many of you are familiar with the settlement pattern around us. We have strong, recognisable villages and towns that have, strong identity, and people are passionate about them. And we don't want to lose sight of that. But we are going to suggest that in many ways we're already on a journey and we are self-propelling. And we want you to be on that journey, and we think that that will be all the better for the region. So Bendigo is doing well. We've had sustained population growth. We've been receiving ongoing investment into the city. We've got significant capital works in social and community infrastructure underway. How do those investments support your regions, your towns, your communities? We've got fantastic history around leadership. From very basic means, Sir John Quick became a thought leader around the idea of federation. We've got a history of giving to communities. The Easter Parade, which is it's a tourism mecca now for us in Bendigo, was fundamentally focused on a gift to the Chinese population in Bendigo. And we have examples of innovation. Maya, who repositioned their business and have gone on to bigger and better things. And more recently, I guess the bank is an example of a long-standing business that reinvented itself. The focus of this project is really about thinking that a strong regional network city equals a strong region. Now, why is this important? We think this is important because regional competitiveness in this environment, which is scarcity of resources, is important. I've got some good examples for you this afternoon about pooling together to get good outcomes for everybody. Albeit the lion's share might be in Bendigo, it does mean great outcomes for other places. And we're forecast for this to get worse. So what you see in the top left is deficit over the next 10 years. It doesn't look pretty. And really, for the boffins in the room, last Tuesday night, I think it was 11:48, we became, Andrew may know this, 23 million people, according to the ABS. And we are but one of about 20 cities in this space. We're between 50,000 people to about 600,000 people. And we think one way of addressing this is to think more focused about the city and how it's networked with the region. These are the people who are after all the funds, and I guess the opportunity with this project is that we keep them in the bottom of the iceberg and that we become the peak, and that the region is focused on being at the top, but absolutely ensuring that it keeps sight of its neighbours, of its strong collection of towns and regions around it. I want to focus on something that is less about investment and economic development, but it's about this underlying resource in all of our communities. It's the social and community capital. It's the things that make our place tick, and it's volunteerism, it's support for clubs, and there is a risk with this project that we lose sight of that. And that, I guess this is the risk fundamentally we want to manage, is that we don't just become a sponge for all capital. We don't just tear the heart out of your towns and cities, and we don't end up with all of the great things being a city-centric outcome. We think that there is opportunity with connectedness, with mobility, the way it's going, that people can have choice. And they can be in Bendigo, but they can live in your region. And we want to understand and better unpack what is the opportunity there. Because this is the stuff that really matters. It's about people contributing, and it's about communities engaging. It's about them being part of our planning processes. It's about sharing together. It's about sausage sizzles and clubs, etc. I'm also going to suggest to you that really this is the cornerstone of all the other shopping you've been doing this morning. And without a great city, transformative towns doesn't have the opportunities that it does. So for surrounding areas to be great opportunities of lifestyle, as we were just talking before, it also means they can access the health resources, they can come and go have education opportunities and move back to their towns and cities. They can have markets, they can have clients here, they can explore it for a range of cultural activities and the arts, but they don't have to always live here, and they can continue to have that social and community capital where they are focused. We are the hub as it relates to railing ahead, particularly in the south of the region. We have seen a 400% increase in patronage on the first investment in railing ahead, regional rail I should say, on particularly the south part of the line. And the opportunity with railing ahead is that we reconceive the way settlement planning occurs in the north. The Elmores, the Rochesters, the Echukas, and further afield can reposition themselves. And I can talk more with you about how we underpin the other projects. But what you're thinking is, this is just about bloody Bendigo. And I guess what I really want to explore this afternoon is, how do we move from just being the city in lights to tackling this issue? Can we be your supportive sibling, or are we just a nagging cousin? So I would encourage you as regional leaders this afternoon to come back, and if I can skip ahead, to engage with us and help us identify what are the strategic priorities for this project. How do we broker outcomes in a two-way? And I think the best way to do that at this stage of the project is focus on principles. Is this about equity? Is this about collective impact? What are the principles we want to explore? We also want you, we've unpacked ideas about a way to explore the priority areas. How do we differentiate? How do we build on our inherent strengths? You have them, we have them. We'd like you to tell us what is most important from a region's perspective about Bendigo. And lastly, you may have some more tangible things you want to also tell us about. There may be some projects that are key to this that we haven't identified, and let's explore them. So this afternoon is a workshop environment. It's 30 minutes. There'll be some questions. There'll be some live polling for you. We want you to engage with us. And then we want you to also, as Linda and Bob explored this morning, we want the thinking to be visible, and we want you to tell us what is most important about Bendigo from your regional perspective. Thank you.